Hello! You might notice that I'm not in my usual room today. That's because today I am attempting to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, actually since before I started making YouTube videos, which was vlogging out and about, particularly anything to do with music gigs that I get to go to and travel. The only reason I haven't done that so far is because I had a hard enough time speaking to myself in a room by myself, let alone out in public. But, well, I've been preparing for this for a little while, and next weekend we, as in my wife and I, have something very big planned. That was going to be my first vlog post. That's now been moved forward to today. Now, the reason why is I woke up this morning, got my daughter up for school, and I'm doing that typical thing which none of us should ever be doing, which is basically go and check out Facebook. And someone's posted this. It's basically the lineup to Hellfest in Clisson, France. And I noticed, I'm looking down, sharing a stage with Avenged Sevenfold and Korn, two of my other favourite metal bands. Maximum The Hormone. Now, anyone who watched my last video where I talk about MeRV and how many times he's come to London will know that Maximum The Hormone, alongside Andershin and Cafe Tacuba, are one of the bands that I called out for never coming to the UK. For the likes of Cafe Tacuba, Andershin and Maximum The Hormone, MeRV's been to London about 5 times in the past decade. You've got no excuse. They have not been to Europe since 2011 as a band, and I've checked every single year. Suddenly, out of nowhere, here they are in Clisson, France. And I'm like, oh my god, Maximum Hormone, I'm in Europe? Right, okay, so then I go and check it out. And I'm like, maybe they've got some other festivals. Instead, it turns out, I'm on Setlist FM at this point, and it's showing up Brixton in London for the 17th of June, which is today as I'm filming this. Showing up, Setlist hasn't been defined yet because obviously they haven't performed that show, right? And I'm like, oh my god, I have been waiting 11 years and now I'm missing out because I gave up checking around about the time that COVID and all that kicked in. I think, you know what, just move on with your day. And then my wife gets up and she's got all these plans for Father's Day, and I'm thinking, well, that sounds kind of cool. And then I tell her about the gig. And my wife is not one to sort of beat around the bush. She just goes for something. If she wants it, she'll just go for it. And she's like, just go. And so she's booked me tickets and she sorted out my train, and she's even got me a chow mein and a coffee. She sorted me right out. And yeah, I'm now on my way to Brixton for an impromptu gig, and this, because of the reasons I specified at the beginning, is an impromptu video. Just basically talk about that. We'll see how it goes, and I will probably check in on you when I'm on my way back home, and I'm probably looking a lot worse for wear. So I realised, I'm talking a bit quieter now, yeah, because I'm now actually on the train. But yeah, I realised I didn't properly introduce who Maximum Hormone are for those who don't know. If you do know, feel free to skip this part. Basically, it's a band who I discovered the same way as probably a lot of other Westerners did, via Death Note, the anime. They featured in the second half of that series, both in the intro and outro music. and it's such an infectious kind of music. A lot of people end up looking them up. To put it in the briefest way possible, it's a band that's frequently described as Japanese System of a Down. Their performances are very eccentric, very lively, very energetic. It's just very frenetic, heavy music with little odd bits of ironic pop influence and such. You can see I'm really looking forward to this. I've seen live gigs of theirs before on the internet, and yeah, they always have quite an energy to them, so I'm really excited about this aspect of seeing a band. But the other thing is, as I mentioned, they have not come to the UK since 2011. So when my wife said to me, just go, I haven't really explained also the reason why I'm just coming to this gig on my own. Obviously money is an issue, but I thought, you know what, just in case, the next time they come to the UK is 2033, because the last time it was 2011, it's now 2022. I thought, yeah, probably is worth just biting the bullet on the cost and taking that as my Father's Day gift. Now, if last night you told me I was going to Brixton's today, probably wouldn't have believed you, but here I am, hanging out in the train station because I've got plenty of time. For two reasons. One, today is about 32 degrees, 33 degrees in heat. And the second reason, I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going. But yeah, see you in a bit. Well, I was going to scout the place out and then find somewhere nicer to sit, but I found the place, and the queue is right in the shade, so this is where I'm going to be. Well, as I said, feeling a lot worse for wear. That was the most chaotic gig I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few metal shows. I think I must have spent about 15 minutes at least in a mosh pit. Let me take you through kind of the whole thing a little bit. So, first criticism is that the merch stand, probably a venue thing rather than the band, only took cash. And then the cash machine was dreadful, basically. It was like a sick game. You put £2 in of your own money, and you may or may not have the privilege of getting your money out. Luckily, I won the game. This crazy little game. It only took me about 2 minutes. It took most people about 5 minutes to figure it out. The buttons were all misaligned. Kept running out of cash. It was just chaos, basically. I was in the queue for that cash machine for about 45 minutes. Once I finally got cash out the cash machine, then getting the t-shirt was another challenge. The guy who was selling the t-shirts was French, and it's a notorious thing. If you're English, you go to France, you try and speak in French to people there, and instead of correcting you, they'll say, "Oh, no, we'll just speak in English. It's easier because I'm better at it." I had a bit of a nice moment because this guy who was selling t-shirts had to obviously be in cash, and he'd run out of notes. And so he gave me my change in shrapnel, essentially, but forgot how English money worked. So I had to help him count it, and he just completely forgot how to count in English. So that was kind of a fun moment. Anyway, I would say the next 50 minutes at least Um, I was like a pin. I was like a pinball, just sort of thrown about, buffeted about, just thrown from one person into another. It was like a proper smashing of atoms. Basically, I've never moshed that hard in my life. I've moshed at a lot of gigs. I've been a proper force at Machine Head before, and I've been playing scary at the likes of Iron Maiden and Motorhead back in the day. But no, this was something else. I've heard about Maximum The Hormones gigs. It was so ridiculously heavy. Um, I'm wearing two t-shirts. I'm wearing jeans, and from the time I got in there to the time I left, in fact, until a good 20 minutes after I left, I did not stop sweating. Once I bought my t-shirt, I actually went up to the bar and said, can I have a Diet Coke and an urgent cup of tap water, please? And they posted it back to me and got me exactly what I asked for, so that was fine. And then at one point, sort of about 3/4 of the way in, I managed to finally wrestle my way out. I sort of got pushed to the front over the course of the whole show. Once I got to the front, I sort of went to the right and sort of rested against like a metal bar, and a steward came over and said I couldn't rest on it. But when he saw that I was struggling, he gave me a free bottle of water, so that was fine. Absolute lifesavers, stewards who do that. And yeah, a massive thank you if you ever end up seeing this and you recognise me. I don't think you will, but hey ho. The music itself, Maximum The Hormone, is so eclectic. I already know about how eclectic Maximum The Hormone is. They're a metal band, sure. Sort of new metal, alternative metal, but they dip in and out mid song into like sort of cutesy pop, into reggae, into ska, into rap and hip hop. It literally runs the full gamut. And this is the one thing I will say about Maximum The Hormone. I think they do better than anybody else. Quite frankly, I've never seen such a wide array of fans. There were people there who were definitely, that was their first metal gig. And if it was, that was a baptism of fire. If you were on the floor and that was your first metal gig, I mean, I hope you enjoyed it. But the atmosphere was so friendly, aggressive and terrifying, but really friendly. There were people there who were wearing Iron Maiden shirts that I recognised. I've got a couple of those ones. There were people wearing Skin Dread t-shirts. There were people wearing Korn, Meshuggah, Real Big Fish I saw there, All Time Low. There were people there wearing hoodies with Atsuka and Ray from Neon Genesis. There were people there who were like massive heavy metal sort of biker dudes, big beards, mean faces, hair that goes down to their ass. And then there were weebs, like complete weebs. And the funny thing about all of this is I've seen shows where it's kind of mixed like this, and you kind of feel like, that I bet that person is maybe wearing that shirt. It feels maybe they feel out of place, or maybe they feel like they're wearing the wrong thing. I don't think anyone felt judged in any way or like they were there ironically tonight. Maximum The Hormone, they just take the whole idea of that elitism that exists in metal and stick a finger up to it, basically. They literally couldn't give a shit about they just bend through genres so fast. No, it borders on prog. You'll have a song that literally goes through like 6 or 7 different styles, just really quick fire on the fly. And when it's heavy, it's terrifying because suddenly you're literally in the ocean getting buffeted about. And when it's poppy, everyone is bloody pogo jumping, and it's just so fun. I was in the mosh pit for a good 50 minutes, on and off. And then I finally got out, and then they performed at Super Billy, and I regretted leaving because I was like, I need to get in at the front and be singing along with this. I didn't manage it, but then the next song after that, they instigated a circle, and I legged it for the circle, and I just joined in, and it was just so much fun. There was one bit, third track was What's Up People, and it got so heavy so quickly, especially that last bit, that like a lot of people nearly fell down. I nearly fell down, managed to sort of jump and catch myself, but then the guy in front of me fell down, and me and one other guy to the left of him sort of caught him under his arms and just yeeted him up, basically. Yeah, I respect their privacy statements all across the walls. It even had someone actually come out and read what was on the walls. I've posted it in this video. So I'm sure you can sort of pause and have a read of that. But yeah, they have a strict no filming policy, really enforced. I mean, not that I could have filmed anyway. That I would not want to get my phone out in that scenario. But yeah, they have such a friendly but strict, very friendly. They say it's like a sign of respect to them. So I understand that. Even if I wanted to disobey that, I wouldn't have been able to. So it's one of those things where I just have to say that, as difficult as it is, it's a band that has to be experienced. And I just wish they came to the UK and Europe generally more often. And if they do, I'm going back again. I'm going back in, and I am making the sweat drip out of every pore again. That was seriously the most exhilarating metal show I've ever been to, and I've been to some good shows. Yeah, well, if you bugs flying around me. If you like this kind of thing, if you like me chatting about music, let me know. If you like me kind of reviewing things and stuff, check out my DRC series, where I cover music as well as sort of discuss it and review it. And yeah, please feel free to like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you were at this gig. I made quite a few temporary friends there who I didn't even catch the names of, just people I got into great conversations with. So one guy came down all the way from Falkirk just for this gig, because it's been 11 years, right? But yeah, I will hopefully see you at a gig in the future, and if not, then I'll see you in the comments. Alright, have a good night.